Greetings, Frank Thorne fans. As you probably know, Hermes Press, and this is Dan Herman, publisher of Hermes Press, is in the process of creating a Frank Thorne library. As you may be aware, if you follow Hermes Press and you like Frank Thorne, we started out with Battling Beauties, which is an interview monograph about Frank and his work, which is a beautiful book. It's done very well, and Frank Thorne fans like it, but most importantly, Frank likes it. Followed by the Gita Archival Edition, Gita of Alizar, Volume 1. And fortunately, Frank Thorne fans were very supportive of our Kickstarter, which is why Gita, Volume 2, the final volume of Gita of Alizar, is at the printer right now being printed, which should be available in about 60 to 75 days. Our Kickstarter did not make the limited edition available to anybody except people that bought it through the Kickstarter, and you can buy it directly from Hermes Press, but it costs more than it did if you got it through the Kickstarter. You cannot buy the limited edition through Diamond. You cannot buy it from a bookstore. You can't buy it through anybody. That's the reason it's special, and that's the reason people supported the Kickstarter. There's also a huge 18 by 24 inch original lithograph that Frank did, which looks fantastic, which was also offered as a special bonus for people who were involved with supporting us in the Kickstarter. But now, a couple of announcements. First of all, we've already formally announced that we're doing Ribbit, and Ribbit will be coming out before the end of the year. It collects all 4 Kamiko books, full color, hardcover, limited to 1,000. But here's the big surprise. Here's Lann. Yes, you've been waiting. Here's Lann. This is the complete Lann. It's a kind of a graphic novel. All these stories fit together. Originally, this was done for heavy metal, and then it actually it went through several different publishers. So I'm correct, and I don't get it messed up. Chapter 1, first of all, the first chapters of this book were published in color. And subsequently, when Fantagraphics Eros did it, it was done in black and white, and black and white with some gray tone to it. And there are different variations of the material. Consequently, what we did was we got the black and white line art and used that rather than have it go from one to the other to the other. We wanted it completely consistent for readers. We also did not want to digitally color it because I don't think that would complement Frank Thorne's material. That being said, Chapter 1 comes from Heavy Metal, issues 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 8 from 1984. Chapter 2 comes from the Erotic Worlds of Frank Thorne, number 4, which was published by Eros Fantagraphics. And Chapter 3 was first published in Lann number 1 in 1991 by Eros Fantagraphics. As you can see, here's what the contents page looks like. And we'll be calling colophon or indicia page. As you can see, with all Hermes Press books, we have a informative essay, which gives you a little bit of information about Frank's career. We also have some original art and unpublished art. We have an interview with Frank Thorne. And of course, most importantly, we also have the entire story. As you can see, it's very nicely printed on a matte coated stock paper. An example of one of the interior areas of the book is right here. Take a good look. You can see all the lines, everything's nice and crisp. The reproduction is nice and sharp. There's no loss of the lines, the line art, the depth of the line, everything's reproduced so it looks exactly like Frank drew it. It's just in pure black and white. The book has a grayscale end leaf, front and back. The book is limited to 1,000. It's selling very, very well. This makes Frank happy. Makes me happy too, but it's more important that Frank's happy. And I would suggest if you want this book, you order it now. Right now, we have about half of the print run sold directly through Diamond. That does not include the Amazon.com order, and we do have some orders directly through Hermes Press. Lann came out exactly what we wanted it. We're very happy with it, and we hope you like it and enjoy it. Ribbit is going to be really, really nice, and the thing that differentiates Ribbit from Lann is Ribbit is more for a general audience, but still in the same vein as everything Frank does, and it takes place in Gita's universe. It's all color. Kamiko did a really nice job printing it. Our print is going to look sharper, nicer, and the color is going to pop a little more than the Kamiko version. although we're not digitally recoloring it or messing around with the original style or color of the books themselves. It'll also be, as I said before, limited to an edition of 1,000. It'll be generally available. It'll be coming out sometime in November, probably late October, early November. It's limited to 1,000. If you want one, order one because they'll be gone very quickly. This is something a lot of people have wanted because it's never been collected as a graphic novel, which was how Frank Thorne intended it when it was created originally. That being said, if you're interested in Lann, go ahead and order it right now. One final closing note with regards to the Frank Thorne Library. In addition to the books that I've told you about, we're also going to print the complete Gita, which gives you both stories in a readable version. I'm not saying that the archival edition isn't readable. It's just really large and very expensive. We're going to come out with a hardcover, a limited edition that's standard comic book size that collects the complete Gita of Alazar. So you get the complete story in a version that you can read. But it'll still be a hardcover. It'll still be very nice and collectible. And it'll have the quality that I insist on with a Hermes Press book. A lot of people say to me, why don't you print trade paperbacks? I love trade paperbacks, but I prefer hardcovers myself. And I think the audience likes something that has more permanence. The other thing is that when you make a trade paperback, you have to perfect bind it, which means that they print the signatures, and then they cut them off, and then they glue them into the paperback. They draw them in under pressure, and they crimp them down. And even if you do it well and you notch bound them, which is what some companies do now, they don't do a perfect bound. They'll do a trade paperback notch bound, which is where they notch out the signatures. It still does not have the flexibility of a Smyth-sewn book. In other words, you can't open the book up and lay it flat and read it over and over again without it being damaged. And all of our books are Smyth-sewn. Lann is Smyth-sewn. All the books we print are Smyth-sewn. I insist on that. And that requires a lot of handwork, and it's more expensive than the other methods of binding things. So I think I've given you a lot more information than you need or you want. But anyway, there's Lann, and Ribbit is coming forward, as well as Frank Thorne's Gita, the Archival Edition, Volume 2. That's all for now. Bye-bye.